5 of the most undervalued crypto coins in my personal portfolio that I've been telling my friends about when they're asking which coins still have significant upside potential in them. These 5 coins I'm going to tell you about in this video. I'm also going to tell you their price predictions. So hit that like button and let's get on with it. Now, guys, I wanted to focus on the most undervalued coins right now because I know a lot of you are newer to crypto and you're just focusing on the biggest green bubbles of any given day. These are the coins that everyone is talking about right now, but we need to find the coins before everyone starts to talk about them. And that's why I'm telling you about the undervalued coins in my portfolio rather than the ones that are just pumping, because you don't want to be buying these coins that are pumping because there's a good chance that tomorrow they're going to be dumping. Okay, remember that. Now, before we find out about these coins, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin because it's the key to understanding where we are at any given time in the markets and what we can expect to happen next. Now, yesterday, Bitcoin hit 103,000, in fact, near enough 104,000. It was a pretty damn good day. And then overnight, I see that Bitcoin then decided to pull back a whopping 11.5%, which quite rightly shook a lot of the crypto market. Because I know what you're thinking right now. I am literally indestructible. I am the best crypto trader of all time. I've been making a lot of money. The charts can only continue to go up in my favor. Wrong. There's a chance that whenever you buy any crypto coins, that tomorrow you could see a significant dip. Okay, so that's why we need to find coins with good potential that can survive those dips and come out the other side stronger than ever. So which coins can survive dips and push on through this crypto bull market? Well, it's key to understand that narratives are where you find the best cryptos. And you're like, what the hell is a narrative? Well, narrative is like a niche, or if you're American, a niche. And buying coins within the right niche is essential because certain niches will perform very strongly in this bull market, whereas others might get a bit overlooked. I personally have focused towards AI, artificial intelligence, because it's the world's fastest growing economy right now. It's so obvious that AI is the place to be looking when it comes to crypto projects because a lot of the success we've seen in Nvidia, the world's largest company now, that was the 10th largest company at the start of the year, that makes GPUs for AI production. A lot of that kind of expectation and speculation is being pushed into AI crypto coins. Another obvious one is gaming. Crypto gaming is a very obvious play because gaming and blockchain is such a natural fit, okay? It's going to really improve the world of gaming. And if you're like, oh, well, gaming is not that exciting, I'm not really into it. The gaming revenue worldwide is twice that of movies. It's about 4 times the music industry. Gaming is an incredibly big entertainment industry, if not the biggest, and is therefore, again, a very natural fit when we're looking for narratives. And third and final is real world assets. Well, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has been buying a bunch of Bitcoin. Billions of dollars, in fact. They now own around 2.5% of the entire Bitcoin supply. Guess what BlackRock's trying to do? They want to tokenize traditional finance markets. This is going to naturally move towards real world assets and a lot of hype and attention goes towards it. Remember, crypto is simply buying when attention is low and selling when attention is high. That's why we're talking about undervalued coins that are getting less attention right now than some of these other big green bubbles that may be to be avoided until you get significant pullback. So without further ado, jumping into the first one of today, Ether with a $417 million market cap. And this is probably more in the deep in area, but it's AI deep in crossover. It will boom with AI. I can almost guarantee that. Now, Aether, in my opinion, is a heavily undervalued competitor to Render. Why? It's got a $417 million market cap. Render's got a $5.4 billion market cap. Render provides cloud rendering services. So, for example, if you've got rendering requirements for movies and games and other things, you can outsource that to Render. They're going to be able to use different GPU power to provide you with the rendering services that you need, which is kind of cool, right? But rendering doesn't have necessarily the demand that maybe AI does. And AI right now, as you can imagine, being the world's fastest growing industry, has a huge demand on compute power. Now, compute power is what your phone uses or your laptop or anything to run different programs. But to build high-level AI products like ChatGPT and whatever requires a different type of compute power. You and I with our laptops can't really provide that compute power because it relies on what's called an H100 GPU, which is an enterprise-grade GPU that is provided by NVIDIA. Now, no other crypto projects out there really have enterprise-grade AI GPU capacity, and that's massive because AI projects out there are desperate to get hold of enterprise grade compute power, and only Aether has the capacity to deliver this, okay? And they've got around 43,000 of these enterprise grade GPUs available. This is why Aether right now is actually a profitable crypto company. It's making a revenue of around $37 million, and each month it's growing its revenue by about 10 to 20%. which is absolutely crazy because in a Masari report at the end of last year, the whole deep-in sector made less than $20 million in revenue. Okay, Aether is one company that is actually booming, making money. You don't have to believe me. Go and look at the website, go and read some of these statistics, understand a little bit more. So in my opinion, this should be probably worth more than Render right now, but it's newer, okay, it has less attention on it, and that makes it very interesting. Now, I know lots of people will be like, oh, well, the circulating supply is really small. Actually, you are right. There's going to be some big unlocks coming for Aether, but guess what? Most of them for the team, the VCs, don't happen until after the bull market's over. It's a 36-month lockup from when it launched back in, like, I believe June. Maybe it was in April or May. Sometime around then it launched. Okay, go and check. But 36 months from then, by which time the bull market's over. Okay, so we got a far smaller circulating supply, but a huge potential in terms of what this company is actually generating. Now, you can see that Aether has been waking up a little bit recently after a fairly kind of shaky start to life, but that's because it launched after March. Most coins that launched after March also woke up in a bit of shaky times. Now, we can see that it is basically running into various areas of resistance here. When we run into areas of resistance, we get sold off. And in my opinion, yes, it would have been better to get into it down here. We've personally been talking about it on my channel for a long time. All the way down at these points in the House of Crypto, I've been talking about this coin. And if you were subscribed, then you would probably be getting into it as well. But there is more than likely we're going to start to break through this area, by which point you may well have missed the boat, okay? Because I think once it breaks beyond this resistance, it's going to send pretty damn quickly. So somewhere in and around this area, under like 8.3 cents, probably still very good value. How big can this go in a bull market? Well, to get to Render's valuation at current prices, before like the altcoin bull run's really kind of begun, is like a 12x. Can it go to like a 20 or 30x? I don't see why not. If things kind of completely go crazy in this bull market, we've got all that Nvidia news to come over the kind of coming years. The Nvidia conference in Q1 of next year will also be a big driver for some of these coins. This is looking decent. If Bitcoin has a bit more of a pullback, then maybe Aether can come down to around 6 or 7 cents. But upside potential significantly bigger, in my personal opinion, than downside risk. Now, obviously, this is not financial advice. Don't go and buy every single coin I talk about. I'm putting them on your radar if you've not yet heard about them, okay? But I'm trying to find you more undervalued cryptos than more overvalued cryptos. And that's what I do on the House of Crypto, okay? Every single day, I'm teaching you and trying to teach you how to fish for yourself, understanding what value actually looks like in crypto projects. We use different tips, tools, and things to understand where the value is before everyone starts to talk about them, because it's more than likely if this particular coin or any of the other ones I talk about start to break out significantly, then they're going to be the thing that everyone's talking about, by which point we're already going to be bought in. We're all going to be enjoying the upside. Okay, so stop buying those big green candles. Start to understand what is going on in these markets by subscribing to the House of Crypto, and we can find these coins together before everyone else. Now, staying in AI and jumping across to the next one, Sensei, $15.9 million. I covered this the other day in my small cap crypto portfolio. Okay, if you missed out on that video, then maybe go back and check it out. I talked about the big coins in my portfolio and the small coins in 2 separate videos. Now, Sensei at $15.9 million is a pretty small cap crypto coin. This is a very interesting one, though, because it's all gearing towards AI agents. AI agents are the element of AI that everyone's going to be talking about in this bull market, almost guaranteed. And why is that? Well, because all sorts of institutional investors have been writing various papers on why AI agents are going to become a $1 trillion industry by about 2030. Now, this is one of the coolest projects I've seen more recently, okay? Sensei pioneering digital immortality with authorized AI autonomous personal replicas. Now, this isn't about creating deep fakes of Joe Rogan and, you know, Michael Saylor and whatever else you guys want to do in your spare time, but it's more about immortalizing yourself in like an AI replica. Okay, now why might that be useful? I hear you cry. Well, for example, it can be used for education purposes. Okay, so teachers, etc., can create digital AIs of themselves. Think about in a classroom being able to meet famous people and discuss with these individuals different things that are going on in the world. Wouldn't that be really cool? Think about personal trainers, fitness coaches. You could then have an AI replica that the personal trainer could sell to their audience so that you could access that individual's replica AI to be able to coach you through different things. You have me as your personal crypto advisor in an AI form, hanging out, talking to you about crypto every single day, whatever it might be. They're also starting to talk about using it for dementia patients to help them with some of their memory loss and other things like that. You could also immortalize people, you know, grandparents, etc., into the future. So this is a very cool thing. Lots of interesting stuff going on. Recommend you go and check it out, okay? Because there is a very informative video here that takes about 3 minutes. And if you watch this, I'm probably thinking that you're going to understand what I understand about this and see that this could be an interesting thing in the future. Now, I'm bringing this to your attention because it really interests me. Okay, it's a coin I hold, and I'm not telling you to hold all of these different coins. Be selective, okay? You don't necessarily want to be holding more than 10 coins. Okay, so be really selective. I personally would hold a couple of AI coins, a couple of real world assets, maybe a layer one or a couple of layer ones, maybe like a decentralized exchange on one of those layer ones. And in future videos, I'll tell you about those. Okay. Also, possibly reckon you want to keep a little bit of a cash reserve. So for example, if I had $500 right now, maybe I would keep $100 on the side for a rainy day. Like if suddenly the market dips, then I can chuck in another $20 into each of those coins. Happy days. And then bring down the average I paid rather than panic selling because you're all in and suddenly you wake up tomorrow and you're down 30%, which can happen in crypto bull markets. Just do me a favor. Don't sell the dips. Dips are for buying. Remember that. Okay. Bull market will rage on for another 7 or 8 months. Okay. Dips are temporary, they're painful, but just, you know, go outside, have an ice cream, relax. Okay, things will be all right, probably in the next 24 to 48 hours. Just don't panic sell dips because that's how you get wrecked. Now, Sensei has been running pretty hot. Okay, we talked about it on the channel just down here the other day. So obviously it's been now starting to run up a little bit, but what we've seen is it broke higher. It then had a pullback to previous areas of resistance. Okay, previous areas of resistance were here. You can see it breaks up, it goes down, it retests previous areas of resistance. It gives us a reasonable entry. Okay, this is why I've talked about it today over other coins because it still has good entry potential there, in my personal opinion. Not financial advice, do your own research. You know, trading is risky and all that good stuff. Now, Sensei at $13 million, I still think is massively undervalued. And I think it's really likely that a project of this caliber can go to like a 500 mil market cap plus in the future, maybe in a crazy bull market, $1 billion, who even knows? That gives it then a 50x plus potential. But obviously be very cautious. Smaller cap coins come with their own risks, risk versus reward, etc. Now, rattling on, we have seen real world assets starting to boom. We've seen Ondo, we've seen ON Mantra and a bunch of others seeing some incredible upside. And that's because BlackRock's influence in terms of tokenization of assets is starting to come into the fold. But Ondo, ON Mantra, billion-dollar plus market caps right now, making them a little bit more challenging to still see something bigger than, let's say, a 15 to 20x. That's where Clearpool Finance comes in, because I still think that this is incredibly undervalued, whilst it has been seeing a little bit of upside recently compared to those other coins. Now, Clearpool is a very interesting one because it gives institutional investors an easy ability to access funds from DeFi. Now, traditionally, in traditional finance markets, if you ever wanted to raise money or borrow money or anything like that, it was quite difficult. Okay, you had to go through a bunch of different processes, quite lengthy processes that were not only expensive, but also time consuming, which was obviously incredibly inefficient. The cool thing about projects like Clearpool is through smart contract, institutions and traditional finance companies can go and access liquidity through the blockchain, borrowing money to be able to make investments, etc. Okay, this speeds up the overall process of things and is why real world assets are starting to get a lot of attention and to become a favorable thing within DeFi. The CEO of Chainlink has already said that he thinks by the end of this bull market, the amount of money locked up in real world asset platforms will actually flip the total valuation of cryptocurrencies. Whether that happens or not, let's see. But these are people who are speculating on a very big impact within the real world asset market. And this is what Clearpool Finance is my bet on. Okay, already they have $651 million worth of loans originated. Coming down below, you can also see other details. Okay, so effectively, these are people who are staking, putting money into the platform. Okay, that money is then taken and borrowed by institutions to go and invest in other things. This is how finance markets traditionally work. Okay, but instead of you putting money in a bank and earning like a fraction of a percent of interest and the bank going away and making billions of dollars, now it's much more fair in terms of this system. People can go and lend, earn decent yields. Banks, institutions can borrow at decent rates. Now, coming down below, backed by some of the biggest names in crypto, Wintermute, Hashkey, Signup Global Capital, Sequoia, etc. These are mostly tier 1 VCs. Guess what happens in bull markets? Tier 1 VCs who've got lots of liquidity pump it back into their crypto projects to pump them up so they can go and pull out lots of gains at the top. And I will tell you in a video next week about finding some of these really undervalued big VC crypto coins that are starting to look very healthy right now that no one is paying attention to. Now, already Clearpool is available across various different layer ones, meaning that there's lots more liquidity and stuff that can be introduced into this ecosystem. Very interesting one to pay attention to. You can click on the docs, go and read more about the documents, etc., and understand a little bit more about what it's doing, why it might be of interest in the future. Okay, but when it comes to DeFi product, you're looking for facts and figures on the numbers. Go across to DeFiLlama.com. You can check out some of the statistics for different DeFi projects that are getting lots of staking and lending and borrowing going on. This is a very sure sign for success almost when it comes to the real world asset world. Now, Clearpool has a $275 million market cap, and you can see it's pretty much sat at all-time highs, which is not making it ideal for entry by any means. I have literally been telling you about this coin for months down here, but I still think it is undervalued given the size of OM Mantra, Ondo, etc. right now. But again, when we break resistance on any chart, we break resistance here, you can see we come back to retest it. Clearpool has come back and retested this area. As you saw yesterday, it's now starting to find support. Now, can it come down lower? Absolutely. That's the game we play in crypto. But does this still have significant upside? In my opinion, yes. I do think that this can do 15 to 20x, maybe even more during a crazy bull market. Who knows? Okay, but in my opinion, one of the better undervalued real world asset coins, and I wanted to kind of give you a mix of kind of higher risk to reward, lower risk to reward kind of stuff to go through this bull market with. Now, next up is Humans.ai with $169 million market cap. I talked about this one again the other day, but this is also a very cool project. Something in crypto that's really important that probably gets undervalued is what you think of it and what I think of it when I go and look at this website and start to understand a little more about it. Okay, we're the people who invest. So if a website struggles to make you convinced of why it might be useful or interesting or cool in any way, there's a chance that you're not going to invest. So go and look for cool looking projects, because that's part of the game here. Okay, a lot of this is attention. Crypto is attention more than anything else. Okay, lots of crypto projects blow up billions and billions of dollars in market cap in just a week or two. Fundamentally, they still remain the same project. While a bit of news or something might have changed around them, it just shifted the attention. Now, right now, Humans.ai, making AI work for humans. You can see again, partnered and featured with NVIDIA, the world's largest AI company. That's a very key thing that when we go to Q1 of 2025, we're going to see NVIDIA earnings reports. They also have a big conference over in LA, I believe, which gets a lot of attention, and so do AI projects around that period of time. So we'll look forward to that. Now, Humans AI is probably one of the most advanced at creating different AI agents that can then be integrated into different communities, companies, and various other areas. Now, right now, various companies are trying to find AI agent solutions because it means that they can downsize their staffing. Okay, this means, therefore, they become more efficient. They can achieve more upside in terms of productivity. They're looking to integrate AI agents, but a lot of AI agents so far have lacked better that kind of human experience. They're not necessarily fully able to communicate like humans and that kind of thing. And that's what Humans.ai is trying to integrate. It allows you to create your own AI agents tailored for different products. And this is something that is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Okay, so this is probably quite scary on one hand because of who knows what happens in the future, but on another side of things, also really interests me because of the possibilities that projects like this are really starting to deliver to the world. Now, right now, valued at $169 million, which might seem like a lot, but actually in the world of AI and the world of crypto, not too crazy. To go back to all-time highs, you can see basically a 6x from that crazy launch that you had. You can tell that this is more than likely going to start to move back towards that area. As soon as that kind of Bitcoin dominance starts to dump down, things will be going crazy. And I think AI is one of the key areas to be looking into. Where does this go in this bull market? Again, potential $2 to $3 billion market cap. I think going forward, that gives us maybe up towards 20, maybe even 30x, maybe even more. Who knows? Okay, it's this AI agent narrative really kicks on. This could be one to pay attention to. Other notables, I wasn't going to include this, but Mode is such an interesting project right now. AI agents, the future of DeFi. The reason I've not talked about it is because the price has been pumping. If we can get a pullback at any point, I'm going to give you Mode as well. But just for now, I want to give your attention to Heart. Does it have a good entry right this second? I mean, it has been running up quite hot in recent kind of weeks. There is a chance that we can get a pullback. If we get a pullback, look for previous areas of resistance. Resistance is when it's bouncing down like this. Support is when it's bouncing up like this. Okay, easy, right? Previous areas of resistance become future areas of support. Okay, so like this, it bounces down, it goes back down and up. Okay, and on the flip side of things, if it does this, then it also will likely bounce off the same area. Okay, key areas to look out for in terms of entries. Obviously, any of these coins, should tomorrow Bitcoin absolutely crap the bed and go to like 80K, all of these coins will pull back 20, 30%, maybe more, okay? But the upside potential from there on in is significant. Moving on to the final narrative, gaming. I still think gaming is going to be incredibly important during this bull market and will capture a lot of attention for probably the most obvious reason that it gets the most attention from some of the biggest influencers out there, but also it's a gateway for Web 2 users to come into the Web 3 ecosystem and participate in crypto without even realizing they're participating in crypto. What do I mean? Playing games and things like that to earn different tokens that they don't even know are crypto coins, okay? Trading these different crypto coins, this could cause price action to go up significantly. We've seen off the grid a big game being launched that's now going to introduce itself with a new token and things like that. This will capture a lot of attention and probably drive the gaming industry absolutely crazy. Now, when it comes to investing in crypto gaming, it can be risky to go straight after just individual games and investing in them, okay? Because if that game doesn't do so well, then your investment won't do so well either. But if you're going after ecosystem coins, you can do pretty well. I've talked about Superverse and a handful of others in the past that are already absolutely flying and now have pretty big market caps. And I think I still want to find you stuff that's undervalued, which is why I'm talking about Metacade, because they've recently moved across to the Base ecosystem, the Coinbase ecosystem, which makes it a very exciting place to be. There's a huge amount of volume on Base right now, and there's a lot of excitement around Coinbase and Base, obviously in a retail-driven bull market. Now, Metacade is a full-blown gaming ecosystem with various different play-to-earn games, a community for game developers to come in and interact with each other to be able to build the next era of crypto games. There's various different community areas where gamers around the world can go and interact. They also recently introduced this AI-powered suite to be able to assist them with things like content creation, and all sorts of other bits and pieces are based around the kind of gaming industry. Okay, so lots of crypto gaming is going to blow up. Lots of projects then start to interact with hubs like this. This makes for a very exciting opportunity into the future, and currently is only valued at $27.7 million. And you can see as well something incredibly important. Just a few weeks ago, they partnered with Superverse, Elio Trade's crypto project, which is one of the biggest ones in crypto gaming right now. They've also onboarded some of the biggest blockchain advisors that there are in the space. Okay, I shared this on the House of Crypto Twitter page yesterday. If you're missing out on my posts on Twitter, which often go live before they do on YouTube, then make sure you subscribe to follow the House of Crypto 3. Okay, it's got this blue check mark. Don't follow anyone else, okay, because it's not me. I'll share this link down below and you can go and check it out after this video. Now, how big can Metacade go? Right now, Superverse has already got $846 million market cap. This project will probably go to the billions of dollars during this bull market. So again, from a $28 million market cap, Metacade can easily see 20x. More than likely, it's going to see maybe a 30+x during this crypto bull market. But obviously, again, do your own research before investing in any of these projects I've talked about today, because crypto trading is risky. Now, if you're newer to crypto and you're just trading on Coinbase or Binance, then you're probably not going to be able to access a lot of these crypto coins that I've talked about today, because they are yet to get listed on those exchanges, because they're probably a little bit too small cap. So if you want to access any of them, then you need to go and use MEXC, which is linked down below in the description, because it has over 4,500 different crypto coins as pretty much the cheapest fees available. And at the moment, they're running this $12 million prize pool, and also you could win this supercar. Or if you can't access MEXC for whatever reason, there's also Bitunix, which doesn't require a KYC. Again, has many of these different coins listed on their exchange. This is linked down below in the description if you want to get a bonus as well. So make sure you're either using MEXC or Bitunix. I personally use both of these exchanges every single day because they are the best exchanges out there. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it useful. Now, guys, remember, you must go and research these projects if you want to invest in them, understand what I've said about them and why I'm bullish on them. If you disagree, that's absolutely fine. Tell me better projects down below in the description. Happy to hear about them. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the House of Crypto, notification bell turned on so that you can catch the next video as it goes live. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon in another video. Bye-bye.